Welcome to the tomb of illumination. Today's video is another astro theology lesson, and this one regards Exodus 28, where we talk about the pomegranate. What does the pomegranate mean? Well, for starters, pome, it actually means apple, and the granite means many seeds. You know what granite looks like? Looks like got lots of seeds in it. The most condensed of the 7 layers of compaction we find within Earth. Above Earth is 7 layers of expansion of the hydrogen molecule. Different states of gaseous forms, right up to the lightest gas. 7 layers of the firmament. Because at the end of the day, they're all layers of water, because they all come from the hydrogen molecule. Different states, gaseous states. And they're all divided, separated, which is inert gas, isn't it? You could say the 7 inert gases. Right up to helium, hydrogen. But, right, this one, I'll read a couple of passages, 28:33, okay, so you get the guts of it. And beneath, upon the hem of it, thou shalt make pomegranates of blue, and of purple, and of scarlet, round about the hem thereof, and bells of gold between them round about. A golden bell and a pomegranate. A golden bell and a pomegranate upon the hem of the robe round about. And it shall be upon Aaron to minister, and his sound shall be heard when he goeth in unto the holy place before the Lord, and when he cometh out, that he die not. Now, when he cometh out, he die not. You've heard of all the stories, the gory stories, oh, you're going to die. It's all about rebirth. No one actually physically dies. If you don't believe me, there is a passage. There you go. Exodus 14:11. No graves in Egypt. There are no bodies in the tombs of the sarcophagi. That's basically telling you no one physically dies, because it's not about the physical realm. Internal, spiritual, biblical. So now we're going to go over what they mean, what they're referring to with the pomegranate and the golden bells. And there's quite a lot to that story. If I had a video camera, I could probably make a longer video, and I'll most likely invest in one of those. Up to date, I've only ever been, over like 4 or 5 years, I've only actually earned $1,000 from my subscribers. And I haven't even got that yet, because it's still sitting in Patreon. So, and I've spent a bit of money on 2 cameras already. But anyway, moving along. So, to understand any astrotheology, like I've mentioned before, you have to understand how they knew the world, how they knew Earth. And they knew it was flat back in the day. Okay? So you're looking at the flat realm here. This is how it's shaped. And we're talking about apples. And these are magnetic field lines. There's just infinite magnetic field lines. I've just drawn a few. And this is how the cycle works. It comes out of the south. If you're in the southern hemisphere, the sun will move around like this, right round, and then go back around into there like that. And it's forever moving west. So you'll always have a pattern where it's coming out, going around like that, and back around like that. Let's rub that one out. Another one, around like that. You can do a nice symmetrical picture for yourselves. And look at those things there. What are those? Tassels? Bells? Well, it talks of Pomegranate being apple. I hope you can see me over there. Let me just check. This deceiving. Well, there's your apples. Apple. And they speak of the golden, how do they say it? What do they say? A golden bell. So you just look up the etymology of bell, or even pomegranate. You got the apple. A golden bell. You've got the apple. You've got a golden bell. You've got the apple. You've got the golden bell. You've got the apple. You've got the golden bell. Okay, and that whole chapter, or whatever you call them, whole Exodus, is all about the design of the flat earth of the Old Testament, earlier on in the book, describing the earth and the alignment. And the alignment of the particular time, the holy season, man's awakening. The southern hemisphere, that's a bit like history. Where's another one? Excuse me, where are we? No, I'll have to use another colour. There's your southern hemisphere. There's your northern hemisphere. Wow, looks like a baby without any limbs. And what does it look like back up here in the whole of creation? Just like that. This is the sun. This is the sun, the head on the horizon of the black hole. The sun, S-U-N, S-O-N, the sun, because all this divine information in the Bible and all those other ancient books is all about this thing here, that fat thing up in here, awakening that mind. That's rebirth, awakening that up. And it happens at a divine time in history, in the cycles of time, and the most divine position is right here, in that zone there. This is why we've seen in many depictions, let's take that off, this picture here. Who's seen that before? The fish. Okay? Fishes, the Pisces, all about Pisces, the fishes. So there's the southern hemisphere. Put that back on there again. There's an overlay. Okay, we've been over this in a previous video about the bread. There's the bread and how it shrinks away in the southern winter, goes down into a mente, then comes, swells back up again, becomes leavened, unleavened, leavened, where it comes up and surpasses the vortex here, goes above the sun that's in here, the actual sun. This is mentioned in a story where, I'm not sure if it's Zeus or someone, a name for the Christ here, the sun. He doesn't mind these bodies up here being higher than him. He's the king, nothing's higher than the king, but he doesn't mind this happening, where the ecliptic plane does a, well, this is down and out, the ecliptic plane. So you've got to imagine the ecliptic plane, you know, it's all circular like this, sun's in the middle here. Well, this sort of bows down. Okay, and it goes like this, and then it comes up like horns. See, the one-eyed monster. This is how the Egyptians show us this with the bird's wings, down and out, all the way around for the southern summer, and it slowly winds its way up to up and in. Now it's up above the sun. Imagine this is the sun. Look, my arms can do it. That's why man is of the earth. We can depict all this stuff. It's like I can show you there's two sky rotations. They come around and go like this. They lock, bingo, there's man's hour in alignment. Then what do? They go like that. This is what we see in our horizons when we're Star Trek videoing, star trails or time lapse. This is at the celestial equator, the two Milky Ways, the two sky rotations, both hemispheres. They go like this. and wind away. Now, at a particular time of the year, the holy season, you can imagine these two are the Milky Ways, the one in each hemisphere, come around and line up. Bingo, man's hour. It lasts for an hour. And then they turn away. Okay, so that's what's happening in this alignment here. There's the overlay. But then they come out of Egypt, come out, cross the Jordan, cross the Red Sea, and becomes the equinox. We have the dividing gap. And they're turning like this. If you start filming after the equinox, you've got the gap. You see the odd thing coming through here, but the most divine is the Orion's belt. Comes right through that gap, dead straight line. You'll see the stars doing this, these rotations in your arc of horizon. We all get one of these rotations individually. Personal arcs of horizon, that's all you see it go like this. Where was I going with that? Anyway, it comes out and then you've got Orion's belt that's dead straight. So you see these rotations, but the Orion's belt will appear to go straight. When you're filming, you need to film this. Okay, so all these lying Freemasons who tell you lies that you live on a spinning ball, and it's been going on for like more than 500 years or 1,000 years, weren't counting on modern cameras. And the sly thing is, they weren't not making cameras to film more than a certain time. But you can do it, I guess, with battery packs and stuff. But they only film so far at the minute. But anyway, you can figure things out if you're that way inclined. So it's this overlay period. This overlay period here represents this period here in the sun's analemma. Right there. It's all about the neck. 6th day of September. Even mentioned even March for the northern hemisphere. So what is actually happening is you've got all these tassels here. So every man in his personal arc of horizon has one of these apples and a tassel, or a, whatever you want to call them, bell. And that bell will line up with the northern hemisphere bell, because they're doing the same thing. Comes around and goes like that. Or it comes around and goes like that for that guy, for this guy. So he's got one. So he's got an alignment right through to here. Okay? But the divine period is when the sun has come out. It's travelled all the way around. Actually not the sun, the Milky Way. It's all about this connecting point here and there, across the tropics. Okay, because that's where all the magic happens, in this tropical gap. We know about this gap in science, in physics. That's the dielectric. It's the electromagnetic force created between the two build-up north and south poles of a magnet. This is where we get free energy. If you understand all this, you can create your own free energy. You don't have to rely on the power boards. But most people are just a bit lazy. They don't mind paying a couple $100 a month for power. But that's where all the magic's happening, okay? And this is man's awakening. That's his hour. When those 2 points meet, it's there. And this is prior to, because the southern field goes below the northern hemisphere. This is the northern hemisphere. Okay, so the south goes below it. It's an overlay. Okay, there's the overlay. Then they come out. Coming out of Egypt and crossing the Red Sea. They mention Red Sea because it's to do with blood. Because in man's divine awakening, there's the release of blood when his claustrum tear apart. They tear apart. It's man's one-off event in life where he loses his feminine, female, virgin, his virginity. It rips and it releases blood, and that blood mixes with whatever floods through, because those are the gates. The gates will be opened. It floods through. and washes through his whole system. It's a divine event that takes half an hour. Okay? So you go read up on Exorcist, and there's a lot more passages leading up to that describing the whole alignment. It's hard, it's really tricky, unless I have a video camera and get more than 30 minutes, because the story goes like this, you see. And all I can do is highlight these points. And if I can't flow the story for most people, they go, oh, you're just making it up. That's just your interpretation. But no, I know the truth. It's very difficult trying to explain it to people who cannot read this hidden information. Okay? Now you obviously know, if you're a Christian, you'll know what the church tells you about all this garbage. It doesn't mean anything of the sort. Okay? They don't understand the esoteric message, the hidden code that's in the Bible and everywhere else in all that ancient text. So I'm going to go over a few other things here while I'm here. Where's this? So you look up shekel. So they're referring to money, so the common man thinks, but the shekel, you break it down, shekel, it's referring to the keel. It's this member of the boat that goes right round like this. Okay? From stern to starboard. We'll break it down. The chief structural member of a boat or ship that extends longitudinally along the centre of its bottom and that often projects from the bottom. They've used the word longitudinally here, and you look at some, get online with some science. Longitudinally, that's when they mention the full moon. It's longitudinally in a line from full moon to where the sun is projecting. Okay, the sun projects that way, and the full moon will be bang on 180 degrees on the other side of the world. Full moon. Because in reality, the sun is in here, in the Milky Way. It extends out here, and the Milky Way extends out here. So we see the image out this end of the Milky Way, but the real sun's back in there, and the moon's back here. But of course the magnetic field lines are actually like this. But when it comes to man's awakening, his alignment, man's hour, the Milky Way is dead straight over his zenith. Okay? So they describe that as longitudinally in line, 180 degrees apart. I just thought I'd throw that one in there. Now, and I did a previous video regarding corn, what the corn represented. Egyptians talk about the corn, and how I was talking about the divine event as usual, and trying to explain what corn meant. It's not what you think, it's not the yellow stuff you just eat. And it just so happens that at that time of in 2017, when this divine event did happen, the full moon was a corn moon, where normally if it's in September closest to the equinox, how's it go? Let me see. Read. Provides the northern hemisphere with its harvest moon. Because the September full moon, more often than not, is the closest full moon to the autumn equinox, but in 2017 the October full moon happens closer to the equinox. So it's this year's harvest moon. Okay? When the September full moon is not the harvest moon, we in the North America commonly call it the fruit moon or the corn moon. So in the year that this Jesus story happened, and the last one happened in 2017, the full moon was a corn moon. not a harvest moon. And they're normally harvest moons. What else we got here? Science has something they call integrated density of states in quantum mechanics, quantum physics. Now, if you look into that, you can relate that to the atmospheric layers of the firmament, because these are different states of matter, different gaseous states of matter. The hydrogen molecule raises up, goes through ionization, jumps from one state to another, gets all the way up the top to the tropical gap here, and then gets fed through the Milky Way into the sun to feed the sun, the actual sun. So, like I said before, physics knows all the details of how Earth works. They just show you the wrong picture, a spinning ball. Check out my earlier videos where these are the two hemispheres here on your flat Earth. One there and one in here. Two halves, two hemispheres, because you only see half at a time during the day. During the 24 hours. So because there's two hemispheres here on your flat Earth, they just turn it into a spinning ball. That's highly illogical, but that common folk are pretty illogical. They can just suck that up like a sponge. Now also in science they talk about gravitational lensing. Gravitational lens can occur when a huge amount of matter, like a cluster of galaxies or a full moon, you can refer this to a full moon, okay, creates a gravitational field that distorts and magnifies the light from distant galaxies that are behind it but in the same line of sight. The effect is like looking through a giant magnifying glass. This is what happens to the when we anywhere on the Earth you get a what do you call those really big moons? Super moon or something. You get a super moon. Look, well, it looks really big. And specifically, if you have trees, or anything in front of it that looks massive, or anything out here in reference to it, because everything is of light anyway, and it amplifies this. I can't quite. It's not on my mind exactly, but at a certain time, it won't look as big, with or without the background images. I can't remember now, but it's just amplified. You'll see it. Just look out for a full moon next time. Look at it through trees or next to some other background. You'll know what I mean, but I'm sorry, can't get into that one right now. Let's just check on the time, shall we? Okay, I have 7 minutes, I think. Now, science. What is the precession of the equinoxes and what causes it? This is the total garbage that you're teaching your children. It's all lies. Precession is caused by the gravitational influence of the sun and the moon acting on Earth's equatorial bulge. To a much lesser extent, the planets exert influence as well. The projection onto the sky of Earth's axis of rotation results in two notable points at opposite directions, the north and south celestial poles. Another one. What is the precession of the equinox? Because of the slow change in our orientation to the stars, the position of the sun on the first of the day of spring, the vernal equinox, slowly shifts westward around the sky, which also moves it around our calendar. That is why we that's more of a factual statement there. But there's no spinning ball. You know what's happening is the sun is tucked into the Milky Way. And let's just go back a bit. What happens over the year is the sun and the Milky Way move around daily, right? But over a whole year, they will pass all the background stars. They do one full lap. One full lap plus a little more. And that little more, if you think about it, there's your sun, there's the moon, or stars, nighttime coming, there's daylight. so that the sun has moved ahead just that little bit. It's done more than a full lap and jumped ahead a little bit. So if that goes ahead a little bit, then obviously over here the stars are showing this much more stars. So that little bit there showing this little bit more of stars at the equinox, I think it's 6 hours? 6 minutes? Can't remember. 6 minutes or 6 hours a year, isn't it? There's this little jump. You see this little bit more in each equinox of stars every year because the sun has lapped. Anyone can see that. So if the sun's moving ahead, obviously, and it's all moving west anyway. So if the sun's moved like that, then the night time on this here is gone round too. So you go like this. It's all going west. So they're showing you a bit more of the constellations moving west. And they tell you that. That's what's happening. But they don't tell you because the true meaning, the truth, because they don't tell you that the sun is right in the centre of the ecliptic plane, which is gone now, right in the centre of the ecliptic plane, because the whole ecliptic plane is turning, and the sun's there on the horizon of the black hole, and that is also turning as well. Everything turns west. That just turns that little bit. This is why, if you know what you're doing, you look at Polaris with the telescope, you'll see Polaris doing a little rotation. Because Polaris is the sun. Polaris is a star, the sun is a star. You're not seeing it as a sun up here at night, because the sun is down here. This is projected up. You see the night sky up here. But the sun is down here, facing that way. Why would you see the sun up there as a star? No, people can't figure that out. There's Polaris, and out here you have Sigma Octantis, which is the same star, but it's inverted. You're looking down through a cone, and the other ones you're looking up from the bottom through the cone. It's inverted. The stars in the north are inverted to the ones in the south. So the camera's about to run out of time. Is it Gilgamesh? Why is he holding the lion like that? Because he's showing you that Leo, the lion, is in the corner. I mean, the right angles of his elbows, and the line tucked in the corner on that angle, it's a corner. Inside of 90 degrees is a corner. And that's where we have Leo on the zodiac. It's on the corner, on the angle. Pacifying, or long story, but anyway, taming the lion. It's all about Leo, the most divine occasion. It's the solar eclipse actually. So thanks for watching. Put a thumbs up if you like this sort of stuff. There's plenty more of this stuff coming. I've got 100 videos lined up to come on. It's just time consuming uploading them all. But yeah, put a thumbs up and subscribe, and think about joining my Patreon. Cardinals and Saints, you get the good information there. But I haven't released all the most divine information. I'm waiting to get 100 Patreons, so bear that in mind. Okay, so thanks for watching. Cheers.